Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to our webinar today. My name is Isabel, coming to you live from our head office in Stuttgart. Today, I'm joined by my colleague Edgar. Our topic today is ELO in the cloud, seamless, secure, and scalable. Before we start, I have a few more information for you. You will be muted during the webinar, but are welcome to ask your question in the top right question box at any time. After the webinar, we will of course take the time to answer them. You also hardly need to take notes. You'll receive the training materials relatively soon. And now the time has come. I'm looking forward to a great presentation. Welcome, Edgar. I'll hand over to you now.
Thank you and welcome from my side as well. My name is Edgar and today I will talk about ELO in the cloud, seamless, secure and scalable. So which topics will we cover? First of all, we'll have a look on what's a cloud. So what do we understand with the cloud topic or in the cloud topic? Then we'll have a look on the needs for cloud-based ECM solutions. After this, we will have a look on what you can do with ELO in the cloud, what's possible, which functions you can use, how you can use ELO in the cloud. Then we will have a look on what you need for working with ELO in the cloud and what you get. Then there are some possible extensions which you can use as well. Then I'll give you a short outlook on 2025, what will come in the next year. And then we are at the end with the conclusion, and then you can ask your questions. Well, ask your questions. You can ask your questions at any time in the question box. And we will answer them in the end. So let's start with what's a cloud. So everyone's talking about the cloud. And well, I think you all know what a cloud is, but for those who don't know what a cloud is, a short description. So what's a cloud? A cloud is the opposite of on-premises. So on-premises, everything's in your company. You work in your own infrastructure, on your own infrastructure in your company, and that's an on-premises solution. A cloud is the delivery of computing services over the internet. And there are some different types of cloud. So, for example, we have a public cloud, which is a shared infrastructure where more than one user, more than one company can access the infrastructure. Then we have the private cloud, which is a dedicated resource for one company, one person, one whatever. So that's what's there only for you. That's a private cloud. And then we have the hybrid cloud, which is a combination of public and private cloud, which can be used for many things, dedicated infrastructure for you as well, but a shared space for others. So that's the different types of clouds, and there are different types of cloud services as well. For example, we have infrastructure as a service, where you just use the infrastructure which runs in some data center somewhere in the cloud. And with which you can do whatever you want. Then we have a platform as a service, where you have an infrastructure and a platform for your own solutions, for your own things, which you want to operate there. And then we have software as a service, which is ready-to-use software, which you can use right away. So those are the different types of cloud services. And when we are talking about ELO in the cloud, then we talk about software as a service in the public cloud. That's the ELO cloud. So second thing is, why should we use ECM solutions in the cloud? So is there a need for cloud-based ECM solutions? Well, yes, there is. There are some trends which drive ECM in the cloud. For example, distributed work. So we can work from everywhere in the world when we use a cloud solution, because the cloud solution or the access to the cloud solution is over the internet. And as long as you have an internet connection, you can use the software, the infrastructure, the platform, or the ECM solution wherever you are. as I said, as long as you have internet connection. So it's one trend for ECM in the cloud, the distributed work, which we are used to it. So I can work from everywhere as long as I have internet. Next thing is it's scalable. So you can start with, let's say, 3 users, and after a year or so, or after some months, suddenly you have more users. So it's scalable, and you just have to add more users to it. You don't have to provide more infrastructure. You don't have to do some things. You just need more users. So it's scalable as you need it. And you can scale it from 3 users to 100 users to don't know how many users, which works immediately. And it's agile as well. So when you suddenly need less users, then you can do it. So you need not every user, then you can use them flexible as they are. So that's another trend for ECM in the cloud. It's scalable and agile. And one last trend for this, it's accelerated digital transformation because you can start with it right as you want to. So you're using the cloud, or you start using the cloud, and then you can start your digital transformation from your paperwork to a central repository where you can file your documents and folders and information in it. So those are just some examples for trends driving ECM in the cloud. So let's have a look what you can do with ELO in the cloud. So one big thing is it's a central repository. You have everything in a central repository. Doesn't have to be different departments, can be some different subsidiaries around the world where they store everything in the local subsidiary and you don't have access to it. With the cloud, you have everything in a central repository and you have an overview of your subsidiaries, of your different departments, of the different locations which you're operating in. Then you can file your documents with metadata, which makes it possible to find the information much faster and to file the documents and information automatically. So, for example, when we file this order document, we can file it automatically in the dedicated folder where it has to be because we know it's for customer number CU1977MA ACME LLC. The order number is 210377, and the order date and the short name are useful as well. So you can file those documents with the metadata information in the correct location, so no one can file something in the wrong location with metadata. And the other thing is you find your information much faster because you can search for the documents and for the information with the integrated search. You can streamline and automate your processes with the built-in workflow engine. So, for example, when we want to do a serial approval for this document, we can start it right away with ELO in the cloud. And then the approval process starts, and then someone gets a task and can approve the document. And then it's approved. And last thing is you can find your information much faster with the integrated search, because when you're typing in some search terms, then you will get a result. And in the result, there are documents where we found the information not only in the metadata, but for example, in the full text information as well, because every document which is filed in the repository can be searched with the full text information as well. And then you find your document. So those are some things which you can do with ELO in the cloud. More details I will show you afterwards. But that's what you achieve when you use ELO in the cloud. You have everything in the central repository, even from different locations. You can file your documents with metadata. You can reuse existing data, for example, for filing your documents with the metadata as well. You can streamline and automate the processes, and you find your things much faster with the integrated search. And you find the things because they are not on different locations, but in a central repository. So you will find them. So what do you need for working with ELO in the cloud, and what do you get? So one thing what you need is a client. There are different ways to access the repository in ELO. For example, we have a web client, which is the the most used client, I think, because for this you only need a browser to access the repository. But you can use a rich client as well, which you have to install on your computer, and then you can use it. Or you can use, for example, the ELO app for tablets and smartphones, as long as you use a tablet or a smartphone. So you need some sort of client that it's possible to access the repository with web client, rich client, or the apps for tablet and smartphone. And when you have the client, then you can access the repository with your notebook, with your computer, with your smartphone, with your tablet, as long as you have an internet connection. So you need the internet connection to access the repository, for sure, because it's in the cloud. And the cloud is a service which is accessible over the internet. So that's what you need. What do you get with the ELO managed cloud? So the ELO managed cloud provides you one central repository where you can file your documents and informations with metadata, where you can use the workflow, where you can search for your information, where you can do some automations as well. And with the base for ELO managed cloud, you get 5 full users where you can use the web client, the rich client, or the apps for accessing the repository. And on top of that, you get 1 user for free for administration. So when you need something for in the administration, then you can use the additional administration user as well. And you get 20 gigabytes of storage. So that's the base package. And what can you do with this base package? You can use the central repository for capturing documents and information. You can store them in the central repository, in one central repository. You can search and retrieve the documents. You can streamline and automate the processes with the built-in workflows or workflow engine. You can simplify collaboration by using the document feed on the right of your client, where you can see what has happened to the document, who has changed what, or you can create the post to share some information with others as well. You have access control and security because the different permissions for documents and folders which you can use, and you can automate tasks and processing of documents as well. So that's basic functionality of the ELO ECM suite, which you get with ELO in the cloud. But there's more, because there's some possible extensions for this functionality. So not only the basic ECM functions with filing documents and workflows and searching and other things. On top of that, you can, for example, add more users. And the four different user types available for the cloud. You can add, for example, some more full users, which can use the full functionality of ELO in the cloud. Or you can add research users. So research users normally don't file anything. They just look for information in the repository. And for this, we have the research user, or we have a workflow user as well. Those are users who only participate in workflows when they have to approve some things, or when they are just part of a process in the workflow, when they are not filing documents, but doing or have to do some tasks during a workflow. And then there's the integration user, because the integration user can be used for integrations. And when there's an integration user, then there have to be integrations as well. So, well, you're right. The question no one asked. Yes, ELO in the cloud can be integrated in your ERP or CRM. So let's say this is an ERP, like, don't know, Business Central, for example, or a CRM like Salesforce. And then you can integrate ELO in this environment. And then you have ECM functionality in your ERP, in your CRM, in your third-party application. And then you get an overview of the documents and information which is filed in the repository, but you're still in your ERP and your CRM. And these integrations, first of all, you need some integration users for this. If you want to use more than 5 of them, you can add some integration users, and the integrations are available for ELO for SharePoint, for example, or ELO for Business Central next year. ELO for SAP Business One next year as well. ELO for Salesforce is available, and ELO for SmartWe is available as well. And there's more to come for integrations, but that's where you can integrate ELO in your ERP or CRM. ELO in the cloud integrated in your ERP or CRM. That's one thing which you can add. So additional users, integration in your ERP or CRM, and then there's more. You can use artificial intelligence for your documents as well. So when filing a document with artificial intelligence, then the document gets, or the information of the document gets scanned and then can be used, for example, in the easiest example for defining the document type. In this case, let's say it's a contract, and then fill out the metadata information automatically when we found something for it. Or you can use it for other documents as well, when we have some data where we can compare to. So this is what you can add to your ELO in the cloud as well, artificial intelligence. That's what you can do right now. So you have basic ECM functions with the ELO ECM suite in the cloud, with the ELO managed cloud. You have basic ECM functions, and you can add an integration to your ERP and CRM, and you can add artificial intelligence as well. But there's more to come, because next year there will be some more functions and features and solutions for ELO in the cloud. So what we will release next year is the so-called business solutions. We have business solutions in our on-premises world, but there will be business solutions in the cloud world as well. And a business solution is a ready-to-use solution, which comes with a dashboard for an overview. So, for example, when you have contracts, then you have an overview of your contracts in the dashboard. It comes with predefined forms. They're prepared and included, so you can use them as they come, or, well, you can customize them as you need them. It comes with workflows. They're prepared and included as well, which you can customize as well, because maybe you need it in a little bit different way than we are delivering the workflow to you, so you can customize them as you need them. And the whole solution is customizable for your needs. So you can customize the solutions as you need them, or you can use them as they come. And in next year, there will be the business solution for invoice management, so where you then can manage your invoices with ELO in the cloud. And there will be the business solution for contract management, where you can manage your contracts in the cloud. So invoice management for incoming invoices, they get analyzed, and then you have a workflow, and then you approve the invoice, not only approve the invoice, but collect data for your invoice. That's invoice management, and at the end it gets exported to somewhere. And with contract management, you can manage your incoming and outgoing contracts with one solution in a central repository. That's something which will be released next year. So that's what you get with ELO in the cloud. So it makes it possible to make the or start the digital transformation in your company much faster than earlier, because in the cloud it's software as a service. You just need access to the repository, and then you can start with your digital transformation. You can transform your internal processes or even your documents and information in a central repository with different users. You can integrate it in your ERP, in your CRM. You can use AI for this, and so on. And it's much faster than an on-premises solution because it's there. It's scalable and agile. You can start with 5 users, so that's the base package, and then you can scale it up to don't know how many users you need. Um, in an easy way, you just have to add more user licenses or user subscriptions to your repository, and then they can access the repository um, immediately. And when you don't need so many users, then you can reduce them as well. It enables efficient collaboration with the built-in collaboration tools like the document feed or even the built-in workflow engine, where you can not only approve documents but send notifications to your colleagues that they um, get notified when something has changed or a new document is created or don't know what. So efficient collaboration will be possible with ELO in the cloud as well. The workflow is included, so you can use the workflow for your documents in your repository. You have 5 full users, so they can use the workflow and they can file the documents. You can add some more workflow users to it so that they can participate in the workflow and work with tasks as well, but they don't have to file some documents. So workflow is included as well. It can be integrated in your existing environment with ELO for SharePoint or SharePoint integration, or an integration in your ERP or CRM like Salesforce or SmartWe, so that you don't have to do things manually, that things happen automatically when something is created in your ERP, in your CRM, then it's automatically filed in your central repository, which is in the cloud and can be accessed from everywhere. And you can use intelligent capturing as well, so that you use AI to capture information which is contained in your document, and you can use it for defining document type and fill out the metadata information as you need them with the intelligent capturing features. So that's it. That's ELO in the cloud. Short description of what you can do with ELO in the cloud. And if there are some questions, then you can ask them right now. If there are no questions, and no questions so far, I think. Do we have questions? Yes, we have 2 questions. So I have to answer them. One question: how does AI work when you are in a locked down environment? Just a second. If there is no internet connection, when there is no internet connection, then you can't access ELO in the cloud. So then, honestly, I think it wouldn't work. Um, you need internet for using ELO in the cloud. The same with the AI functionality. What is the difference between German cloud and Australian cloud? Well, I think Australian cloud is um, so no, other way around. German cloud is software as a service, so you can order ELO in the basic functions with some add-ons like integrations and something like this. The Australian cloud, for once, is operated by a partner, and the second thing is it's not software as a service; it's a dedicated environment which they provide to you, as far as I know. Um, but they use the cloud for a long time now, but it's not ELO managed, it's partner managed cloud, and I think they have dedicated environments for their customers. So, some more questions. Okay, thanks. Some more questions. Hint for the cost of the basic ELO on the cloud. Good question. The costs for ELO in the cloud, I think will, no, I don't know exactly, but there will be pricing available, or is a pricing available in our partner portal. When you need some more information, then we can provide through our partners. So, and another thing, I am working now with ELO 11. That's a different topic. That's the ELO Office topic. There will be an alternative product for ELO Office, which will be called ELO Small Business, I think. But there will be more information in the beginning of next year on this. So, some more questions. Okay, when there are no more questions, then I say thank you for your attention and see you next time.
Yeah, thank you, Edgar, very much for your great presentation. At the end of this webinar, we have prepared a short survey for you. We would really appreciate it if you could take a few minutes of your time and give us your feedback on today's webinar. If you want to register for my webinars, you can go to our website elo.com. Please keep in mind you can register up to 1 hour before the webinar starts. We are constantly trying to improve our webinars, so it would really be great if you could give us a feedback today. Thank you very much for attending our webinar today. I hope to welcome you at our next webinar as well, and until then, have a great day. Goodbye.